Good evening, people! We are here for the 8th round of Season 17 in Division 2 in Barcelona for the Spanish Grand Prix. My name is VNT Fixmore. I'll be taking you through tonight's action, and I'll be joined by Jonathan. Welcome back to Div 2. It's been a while.
It has. It's good to be back. I'm hoping that prime Div 2 carnage unfolds ahead of us, but we shall see.
Yeah, I hope you've brought back the old school Div 2 vibes. What's the last race you actually did? Was it the season opener?
And let me check the calendar. Where is the calendar?
I think you did something this season, but it's been a while.
Australia. Did I do Australia?
Oh my god, it's all dry. Boring.
I have a feeling I might have done Australia. Might.
The celebrations in chat at the fact that it's dry is insane. It's not been dry in so long. Finally, in Division 2 we have a fully dry... The only dry races this season, in fact, so far have been in Australia, the first round, and at Qatar, of course. I think we all know Qatar, you were almost never going to be seeing rain. We did once, on our first ever Qatar race, actually, back on F1 23. But, of course, this season... all dry, and now finally in Spain we've got our third dry race in the season in round 8.
Yeah, that work quali in Qatar was interesting. Back in the day.
And apart from Phantom, literally everyone is happy. Crazy. So yeah, for tonight we've got a 16 car grid, couple of main drivers missing, most notably I would say PC Woody, Edwin, both not here tonight. Ossie is also missing the race, so not a single driver actually driving for McLaren tonight. Flavors also unable to race, and we are missing DC Viral. He wasn't able to attend today either. So one of the wet weather merchants actually out for today. So I suppose with no rain coming down, he's gotten lucky there. In terms of the championship, of course.
Insanely boring this championship is.
Yeah, I mean, PC Woody was one of the guys, like, not in the championship fight. He's 61 points behind Sully, but closest to being in a championship fight with Sully.
Oh, Desi.
Oh, that's gonna be the first lap of the session. He's invalidated around the final corner. That's a bad one. But we have got Bobolinho replacing Edwin in the Mercedes for tonight. He is reserving for them his return to Div 2. It was supposed to happen last week already. But we had a full grid, unfortunately for him. Pubdog, in the meantime, he's taken the main seat at Sauber. So this is, well, he already raced for Sauber last week, but this is his main driver debut. That makes sense. We are on board with Bobolinho, and he's also spun around. Another lap at the start of qualifying down the drain. The next one...
Mihai.
Of course. And I can't believe my eyes, there is a Ferrari out on track with 15 minutes left to go in qualifying. Oh my god. Both Lanky and Phantom are qualifying. Truly, the stars have aligned. Phantom did say, I think, that he's... Jesus Christ, what if there's two people parked up in the gravel there? What are we doing, lads? There's a perfectly clean... piece of tarmac on the left that Mihai doesn't need. You could just stop over there. No need to park it on the gravel and damage your tires.
That does not use line.
And Mihai over the line for the first lap in the session. That's a 12.897. 25.7 from Bobolinho, of course. We saw him having a spin on that lap. As Pix is off on the gravel at turn... what's that? 5, I believe.
Action Rick is round up turn...
oh yeah, he's completely
7?
around.
8?
That's 9.
9. Damn it.
I know, because this one that Guga is going into right now is turn 10.
Fair.
Next couple laps come in. Pubdog 13.2, Marcelio 13.9, one of the Ferraris over the line, which is Phantom Fox starting it up. Next one is Guga River. He's been on some very good form, especially in qualifying the last couple of weeks. So we should keep an eye on this one. He might be about to go top. And indeed he does. 12.831 from Cougar River.
Marginally.
As Always goes third fastest. 12.969, a strong lap from Always as well. But we are waiting for the real heavy hitters, I would say, to put a lap in. Sean, he is coming to the last two corners. So he's closest competitor in the championship, 60 points behind as it stands. And he goes top by quite a margin, 12.419. Sully also a lap right now, coming through turn 3, keeping the overtake enabled all the way through, and of course hugging the inside line there. Now, down towards turn 4, gonna be braking at about 50 meters. Get the car rotated into the apex quite nicely with the tray braking, back on the power for the exit, and braking once more at just before 50 meters. Nail that apex, back on the power as soon as you can, maybe a little bit of wheel spin as well for an optimal lap. 12.359 from Gabi. It's actually sometimes better to wheel spin than not, for some reason on this game. Now, up the hill and fully flat through turn 9, 6 gear of course. Dia is enabled and down towards turn 10, a little bit of overtake use as well. Coming into that last sector, that's a 51.041 from Sully. Third gear on the exit as well, get the power down. And now into the last couple of corners from here, it's flat to the line, a bit of overtake mode used once more. And the foot falling to the floor as well for the last corner. A little more overtake down to the line, Dia is enabled, that's a 12.510 for Sully, which puts him into third place. Championship leader on his usual form. Juka at the moment 4 seconds up, of course he had a 17.0 on that first run, so loads of time to be gained for him. Time to beat Gabri's 12.3 as
big snap.
Juku. Yeah, that wouldn't have helped him for sure. He actually downshifts to 6, so he might be running some low wings there if he has to downshift to that corner. 12.685. And even with the mistake, still enough for 4th place for the Italian.
Yeah, definitely can consider himself in contention for pole then, if he did that on a second run and had a snap.
Marcelio up by close to 4/10 in the middle sector. He's coming down towards the line, might be about to be lanking around for 11th. Not quite. It's a 4/10 gain, 13.579, but he stays in P12. We've got Desi on another run. Desi, Pix and Bazooka the only ones left in the lobby now without lap times. Pix and Bazooka in the pits. Desi currently on 1.
I've been told to tell you to press triangle once to get rid of the things at the bottom of the screen.
Thank you, whoever told you that.
Alex.
Thank you, Alex. Alex will know. Does this also remove the messages at the top for warnings and stuff? I don't think it does, but...
I don't
or
believe
penalties,
so.
sorry, not warnings.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I never look at that, Alex, I can't lie. It's never a thing that concerned me. I don't look at that part of the screen, really. Desi, over the line. 13.206, that's P11 for the Aston Martin driver. Marcelio once more to the end of a lap. Phantom Fox up by 2/10 in the middle sector, which I think is a used tire as well, as he's about to
Desi
beat
has
Tuku to
destroyed his
4th.
wing.
Oh, Phantom! At the last corner he goes round. Tapped the inside curb, and the car completely over-rotated, now stopping in the gravel to let the Mercedes go past there. That's, I believe, Mihai started a lap. And
Nice go all
Phantom,
the way around.
that could have been a good lap. But maybe the rear tire already too far worn out, maybe... I mean, that's not when you place to spin usually, even if you go over that curb completely. At least I have never spun there, I can't lie. At least not ever since it's flat.
Are you suggesting a skill issue on Phantom's behalf?
Yes. That is exactly what I'm saying. A massive skill issue. I've never seen someone crash there. I've actually, like, every time I see a yellow flag in the last corner, I assume someone's crashed into the pit entry. Because that's the only way I can imagine crashing through there. You just put your foot to the floor and you turn the wheel, or your controller stick, a little bit towards the right hand side. And you should be good.
Mihai might jump up ahead of Phantom here.
It's Mihai cooking. I wasn't looking at the times actually.
He's marginally up about 10th, but I don't know how his last sector was. You
And
lost
a
a bit.
big gain in the end then, but still a little improvement on the time for me, eh?
Could matter come the end of the session, you never know.
And Phantom Fox back in the pits, not another run. Pop Dog in the meantime, he's jumped to 4th place at some point. Race from from there, 12.558.
Sean is on a lap now.
Yep, keep an eye on Sean. 12.419, about half a tenth off Gabri on pole. Let's see if he can... Yep, through, thank you. Very useful information. For Sean, at the end of the 2, that's gonna be... Oh, and a new fastest time from Google River, 12.295. Sean, in the meantime, just over a 10th up. We talked about Guga earlier, he's one to look out for, especially in these qualifyings now. He's not quite confirmed into the race results the last couple of weeks, but we'll see if that can change for him. For now, let's see if Sean can do anything about that pole time. He can't.
He ran out of battery there towards the end.
Yeah, he does beat Gabri by 5,000 per second. Gabri himself on another run now, coming from the first couple of corners. Bombardino jumped into 4th place while watching Sean with a 12.495.
Sully's going through sector 2 at the moment.
Good catch. Let's go on board with Sully. Our championship leader currently down in 5th. He'll be hoping to improve quite significantly, and he's up by a 10th and a bit in the middle sector. So we're looking at him probably beating Bombardino. I don't think it'll quite be enough for Gabri and Sean unless he finds a bit more time in the final sector. We shall see. I think he can use a lot more ES over the course of the lap than he has been.
Too much, I think.
And it is still enough. 12.281, a great final sector with Sully as he gains another full 10th.
But Gabri's 3 tenths up.
Oh, Gabri.
Gabri could be on for a 111 here.
The first 111 of the session. With 6 minutes to go. Gabri, one more corner to go here. And a fairly easy one at that. And that's an 11.991. 3, almost 4 tenths gained by Gabri. And he goes almost 3 tenths top, ahead at the top as well. Great lap. So 6 minutes to go. Can anyone do anything about that lap time from Gabri? It's gonna be quite tough. At the moment, I don't think anyone is actually in a push lap. So we've got a couple of quiet moments here. Marcelio starting that one, so we'll stay on board here. Currently in 14th on a 13.579. Sean on hot lap mode, Alex. Okay, if he was, that's just like pure time loss, basically. You never want to be on hot lap mode if you're running a qualifier, or well, anything in this game really. You always want to be on a qualifying lap, medium or overtake, and in the race, non-medium overtake. You basically do not use the hot lap mode ever. It's completely useless. Marcelio with a 2 and a bit tenth gain in the middle sector, looking to beat Lanky Brown, maybe Desi as well. 13.579, the previous best for Marcelio. Just over 3 tenths to Desi, just over half a tenth to Lanky Brown. So 13th should for sure be possible. And here we go, over the line. That's a P12, 13.020 for Marcelio, just about behind Always and just about outside the 112.
Well, Lanky's all over the shop through turn 9.
And he still has gained 89,000, so his previous best, not great. Was he down 3 tenths?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, why does it show me a different gap than you? It's up to it now.
That was up to sector 1.
I guess it hadn't loaded yet when I was on his POV. 81,000 gained in the first Cavadesi, but he has a moment through turn 4, keeps going. But that was a big moment for sure. Had to fully go off the throttle and I counter steer. And another moment out of turn 5, and I think that's the lap now ruined completely.
Yeah,
and yep, now he's backing out.
Starting laps.
P6 and
to
8.
Make amends from his mistakes on his previous run.
Yep. 12.495 from Bombardino, 12.817 from Phantom Fox, best lap so far.
Their last run of qualifying as well.
Yep, Bobadinho already at 10th up in the first sector alone. Phantom Fox, 66,000. We'll keep watching Bobadinho as he comes through the middle sector here. Down the hill, braking about where the curb starts, gets the car really nicely onto the apex curb there, and back up the hill. Fully flat through turn 9. A little bit of overtake down towards turn 10 in the final sector. For Bobadinho, he is down by 85,000. Looked like a great middle sector, and he's still down surprisingly. Two and almost 2.5 tenths gain from Phantom in the middle sector, and he has, of course, we saw him make a massive mistake in that last sector earlier. So Phantom could be on for a really good lap here. We'll quickly go to Bobadinho, and he's pitting. He might get one more run in. For Phantom Fox, this will be the last one. And he goes over the line. That's a 1:12.542, almost 3 tenths gained, and it's enough for 7th place as he just about beat Papdog by 16 thousandths of a second. Now, 2.5 minutes to go. Most of the field still in the pits. A couple of guys on their outlaps already. The first one of them is Sean. We've got Sean, and then Mihai, I believe. After that, it's Guga. Sean could be in a bit of trouble here because everyone is coming out the pits now as he's coming to the last sector on his outlap. So he has to be careful with the traffic that he doesn't get blocked on his lap. There will be quite a few cars in his way, depending on how he times this. Yeah, they are all coming out the pits now. I think they are just about far enough away. And I think Sean is actually going for a double outlap here, yeah. Which I think is not a bad idea. He actually would have been fine, I think. He has a nice gap in the end. But it is not a bad idea to do another outlap and then get out of people's way, basically. Mihai, he is already though on his lap. The first one to start these last runs now in qualifying. He's currently rounding up the top 10 with a 12.887.
It was Mihai's last sector that cost him last time round.
Did he make a mistake?
Well, he was a 10th up and only improved by 100 in the end, so...
Yeah, it's fairly close here at the bottom of the top 10. Bazooka 828, Mihai 887, Owise 969. So only a small improvement needed for Mihai to gain a position here. He's coming up like his teammate now.
700s.
Has to hope that Bobadinho either gets a move on or gets out the way. So yeah, Mihai is running into the problem that Sean was trying to avoid with double outlap. Traffic. Bobadinho gets out the way nicely now. 2 tenths up in the middle sector. Has Mihai got something for us here? Maybe even a chance to beat the guys further up the top 10. Papdog 558, Phantom 542, we'll see. Mihai through the last 2 corners. That is going to be a 1:12.501 in 7th place for Mihai. Indeed, he does beat Phantom and Papdog.
So who's going to be next?
Ferrari or Phantom Fox. But he is down on his previous best. He went for another round on the same tyre, so yeah, the tyre wear costing him in the end there. After that, we've got Pix. So far, no lap set from him. Following him is Bazooka, and then the 2 Saubers, one of the Astons as well in there, which must be Desi. So, Pix over the line. First up, and he goes into P12. Then we had Bazooka. He goes into P10. Then Papdog, he invalidated. Desi. P11. Owise. P4. What a massive lap from Owise. He jumps all the way up the field there. 12.349 for Owise. One of the Red Bulls that was slowly coming over the line.
Second.
We have got Gabri, Kruger going around. Same. Kruger, he's made a mistake. Sean has abandoned the lap. No lap time coming from Sean. Gabri over the line, 11.811. What a massive lap by Gabri. 4 tenths clear on anyone else. And unless Guga has a massive final sector here, that is going to be it. Bobadinho to jump to 2nd place. And Kruger, no improvement. Sean, no improvement. Mihai is done. Phantom is done. And that means qualifying in Spain is over. It is Gabri on pole with an 11.811. And a gap of over 4 tenths to Bobadinho in 2nd place.
Ignore Gabri, the gap from P2 to P4 and then from P5 to P7
Yeah, holy shit.
So
it's
nice,
less
though.
than a 10 from Bobbardino in second to Sean in 7th. And then Gabri has done 4 10s on all of them. Yeah, Bobbardino, second, 12.260. Sully, 8 thousandths behind, 12.268 in third. Guga, 12.295. Always in P5, a great qualifying for him, 12.349. Kuku, 3 thousandths behind that, 12.352. Sean, 2 thousandths behind that, 12.354. Then Mihai, down in 8th, 12.501, 1.5 cents behind Phantom in 9th, 12.542. Pupdog, rounding out the top 10, 12.58. Also, how close that is, again, between Mihai, Phantom, and Pupdog, especially Phantom and Pupdog in 9th and 10th. Bazooka then, the first one outside the top 10. In 11th, 12.04, 740, sorry. And then Desi in P12. We'll go through the rest of the grid in a moment once we have the full results screen up on the, on the screen. There we go. So, Desi in 12, 12.957. Then the first one in the 113s is Pix, who only did one lap right at the end, 13.010. With Marcelio, 10 thousandths behind that, 13.020. And Lanky Brown in P15, 13.278. Action Rick only did one lap right in the start, a 14.611. And he rounds out the grid in P16. And that was it for qualifying in Spain. Now we can get ready for the race. And strategy-wise, the game is going to tell him it's a two-stop. But I disagree. I think it's a one-stop, and I'm fairly certain it's a one-stop.
Gabri, a class above the field there.
Yeah, not just the class. I mean, it is something we see from Gabri, not every week, but definitely some way just sort of has this magical qualifying pace. I mean, it's not like he had one magical lap. He already had a 111 and then just went another 10 faster. Now he has to convert it into race pace, into strategy. And if he can do that, then maybe Gabri can even eat into that lead that Sully has had now after the first couple, well, not the first couple, after the almost the first half of the season now. Gabri at the moment 69 points behind Sully, so he's going to need quite a lot of work to get into those, to actually eat that point cap up. So strategy-wise, I am expecting a medium-hard strategy. About 20 laps on the hards, and the other 13 on the mediums. Maybe a little bit more on the medium, like 15, 18, 14, 19, somewhere around that. But like I said, I think the game actually tells you a one-stop is impossible. So we'll see how many people go for the one-stop. It does require a little bit of tire management. And I'm seeing quite a few softs, so those guys I am certain are not doing one stop. Bobbardino, Always, Pupdog, Desi, and Action Rig. Everybody else on the medium, they have kept their options open for a one stop or two stop strategy. And there we go, yeah, the possible base strategies that the game suggests actually are both two stops, soft, medium, medium, or medium, medium, hard, which I heavily disagree with. Like I said, yeah, I think it's a medium hard one stop. That's the ideal strategy. Like I said though, it does require a good bit of tire saving to actually make sure the tire just doesn't blow, unlike what we had in Qatar where we had 3 tire blowouts over the course of the race. Don't be seeing more of that. Well actually, I do. It's fun. But here we are, the 5 red lights. Gabri on the right hand side, Bobbardino on the left, Sully right behind him. And it's lights out, and away we go, and a good start from Gabri, a great start from Gabri as he pulls ahead. Howling into the double one. The Williams already around Pix, I believe that was already before we even come off the line. He's round solely on the outside of Bobbardino. Bobbardino breaks super late, and he gets that. And there's a massive crash in the background of the Saubers and the other Mercedes of Mihai involved there.
He sent that in, it was never making it. I think he just kind of, the space narrowed and narrowed.
And that was Pupdog involved in the collision with Mihai. We'll see who else has damage if they come in different laps. Sean with a 10-second penalty, so he maybe was going off the runoff zone at turn 3, avoiding an incident. And there is a massive battle between Shaw, Marcelo, and Lanky as they keep falling places here. And just as I come onto the screen of them, it's completely cleared up. Great. That was too late. Yeah, Gabri leads on the first lap from Bombardino, then Sully, always up in the 4th, and then Kuko. Phantom already out of DRS range, and Phantom has picked up wing damage on the opening lap, missing the front left end plate on the Ferrari. So the top 4, the top 5 I should say, Kuko is still in there. Now in quite a comfortable position, they've broken away from the rest in the field already, with the closest chasing car being Phantom Fox, with the damage. Yeah. They should have a good time.
Could be moving to turn 1 here. He's
getting away. Yeah, Bombardino closing in. That's not quite enough for him. Pit stops from Mihai and Papdog. Picks staying out. Sean Moore with the... Oh, Sean and Bazooka, both in the runoff zone at turn 3. Certainly a line. Not sure what happened between those two, but I assume there was some sort of collision, and they both went off. Not the race start Sean lead at all. He's got a 10-second time penalty, which you will have to serve in the pit stop. At least I think you will. I think you get those served in the pits, so it can't be removed. Yeah, unfortunately for him. And he's down in 8th place. So a tough time for our 3-time champion. And that's ultimately Aston Martin's Desi, who has had a mistake. A wobble. Coming up the hill down towards turn 9. And he's dropped all the way behind his teammate Action Rick into 13th place. Out of the points now. So we come onto the main straight once more. Bombardino is fairly close to Gabri. Dia is activated this time around. He might have an easier time to get past the Italian. The top 5. Oh, Bombardino completely understeers off at the final corner, and Sully slips through against him. Phantom Fox into the pit lane. His damage too big for him to continue. Always now with the move on Bombardino on the inside of turn 1. Who's gonna break later? Make contact. Always. Oh, almost spins around. He does catch it. But Kuko's can take advantage and slips past the Sauber up in the 4th place. And now always another big moment and a nice save, but still a lot of time loss as always. Drops behind Guga and Sean and way back from the leading train. And I can only suspect that those tires are absolutely cooked already. The softs probably overheating quite a bit. That's 2 massive moments in 3 corners.
The domino effect from just one moment out of the final corner there.
Yeah, Bombardino just understeering off. Sully slips through. Battles with always and Bombardino. Always and Bombardino make contact. Always goes around and Kuko slips through and always goes around again. What a half a lap that was there. And now we've got a break the train again. Gabri and Sully out of the ES range to Bombardino and Kuko.
Until Sully get close here.
And the center station behind Kuko, very close to the back of Bombardino, and now Kuko goes well off. That dirty air keeps catching, like, people. It's been so many races of this dirty air nonsense. You know, you know by now. You have to drive slowly when you're that close behind the car. You can't just keep your foot to the floor and expect the car will stick. It will just understeer off completely. Especially, I mean, Kuko literally saw Bombardino do it 1 lap ago, and then he drives 5/10 behind Bombardino, and also just drives completely off the track. So yeah, maybe a memo to all the drivers maybe listening. If you are close to another car in the final corner, maybe just lift. Just a nice suggestion, if you want to come out alive. But Kuko is already close back in to Bombardino, so he's got great pace. Just a little mistake. Hopefully this time around he has learned from last lap. And he can have a go at Bombardino down towards turn 1. Sully, staring at the back of the house, coming to the last sector here. Action Rick just made a move on Lanky Brown for 10th as well. Action Rick now up into the points. And Sully 5 and a bit tenths back from Gabri. I think that's a little bit too far for him to think about an overtake into the first corner. We can open actually the telemetry later. So far I didn't see the EAS deployment. Sully is coming closer and closer and closer though. Gabri covers the inside. Sully can't go around the outside. Kuko though does completely clear Bombardino into turn 1 and gets up into 3rd place. 1.3 seconds Sully now. Let's see if he can reconnect the trains and get back in the battle for the race win. Can also open up the tire graphics. There we go. Now we have a bit more information about everyone. Desi and Pix battling for 12th here. Pix and Desi both with damage on the front left end plate. So two broken cars. The also the last cars of the ones we hadn't in the pit stop so far. It's Phantom, Mihai, and Papdog all the way at the back. With already been in the pits as Papdog with a duel with Mihai. Coming through turn 3, Papdog goes around the outside there. And that looks to be a nice battle forming as Mihai is still alongside the turn 4. Papdog still around the outside. Look at this textbook racing. Perfect amount of space given, and Papdog has gotten right around the outside there on Mihai. And moves up to 15th.
As we said, the cameras on this game are a lot better than previous games.
I think we're getting lucky tonight. Sully now with a run, all-tech mode to the outside on Gabri. Has he got him this time around? Gabri can't brake late enough on the inside to hold the position. And Sully takes lead of this race now, away from Gabri on the 6th lap of the Grand Prix. Cuco, India is right behind. A three-way battle between the 3 Italians forming here in Spain. Bobodinho with the soft compound dropping quite significantly back on Vernies. He's going to be struggling for tyre wear as he's being caught by Guga and Sean, who I must say have done great work to get back into this fight. I've got a spin for Actionrik. He's rounded turn 3 on the soft, and I suspect also what I said about always earlier, that the soft is starting to overheat. And it's not possible to keep it flat for turn 3 anymore, and he's got big damage.
And Papdog is... Did he stay ahead or get ahead?
Oh, he stayed ahead, he was already ahead. Worth mentioning, Gabri has a fuel warning. So he's actually underfueled the car for this race. Hopefully that works out for him. What's that? Minus point... okay, 0.4 minus. So he's probably had about half a lap.
Here comes Gabri.
Underfueled. Gabri with the run into turn 1 and another swap for the lead. Or a big lockup on the front right tyre, not helping the tyre wear. Does get the position though. Lanky Brown is in the pits. Guga got past Bobodinho for 4th. And Lanky Brown is going for the hearts.
Battle now.
But that's not going to last all the way to the end. Lanky Brown on a 2-stop strategy here. Actionrik with the major damage now into the pit lane. He's already been caught by Phantom, and this pit stop will drop him all the way down to the last position. Not the race he needed, as he was running in the points.
Now. He is showing some pace.
And Lanky Brown comes on the pit lane behind his teammate in 13th. A lot of work to do for Ferraris. Sean staring at the back of Bobodinho, looking for a gap down towards turn 10. Is he close enough? No, he'll have to wait for the main straight. And the same goes for the top 3. Sully with a lot of ERS. Very close behind Gabri. Main straight coming up. Can he follow closely enough in the last corner? With the dirty air. A little lift. The tiniest of lifts from Sully. And he's going to try and go for the move now. Bobodinho into the pits at the end of lap 8. End of lap 7, sorry. And Sully doesn't go for the move. Bobodinho with a set of the mediums. So he's on a definite 2-stopper here. Almost certain the medium will not go 25 laps. And he rejoins the Grand Prix in 11th behind Desi, but well ahead of the 2 Ferraris. Phantom and Lanky. The only duel out on track now between the top 3, Gabri, Sully and Cuco. And they are fairly close together. Sully a little bit dropped back from Gabri. He's got a lot of ERS charge here to work with. Sully playing the long game here, I would say. Saving tires in the dirty air of Gabri. Saving ERS, saving fuel. Gabri in the meantime, he is the one who has to lead this train, who has to punch a hole in the air, use up his tires. Sully probably could make a move if he really wanted to, but I don't think he wants to. Or does he? Overtake mode enabled. And he's coming closer and closer. But is it enough? He's turned the overtake back off. Shows himself on the inside on the mirror of Gabri, but he doesn't actually want to go for it. Always now, with his pit stop, he's the one who lasted longest on the softs, apart from Desi, who was still going around. Always with a set of the mediums, so also with a two-star strategy. Desi's into the pits as well, so all of the soft runners off their tires now. And coming in for their first stops. Lanky Brown with a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings, mediums for Desi, and a wing change. So Bobbardino leads the train of those who've already made a pit stop. He's caught up the back of picks. The last ones of those who haven't. And we should be about to see a move for P8 here between Pix and Bobbardino. Pix, of course, on the older tires, significantly slower than the Mercedes man. And I think he'll have him down towards turn 10. He won't make for the main straight, or will he? Pix covers the inside. Bobbardino has to go a long way around the outside. And easily completes that move. The tire advantage too big for Pix to do anything about it. The leaders all staying the same. Bazooka already into the pits on lap 10 and now speeding in the pit lane as well. 10 seconds added to Bazooka's final race time, or his next pit stop, depending on if he makes another one. And we've got a Son of the Hearts for Bazooka. But on lap 10, I do think that's his first of 2 pit stop rather than his only pit stop in this race. Guga and Sean are closing back in on the leaders. Sean himself trying to get into the DRS range of Guga. Bazooka rejoined the race in P10 between Phantom and Alwise. Phantom already on quite old hards there with 7 laps, of course. He made a pit stop very early on to get a wing change. Now he's got a long race ahead of him to try and salvage some points out of this. And once more, Sully is really close to Gabri. This time I think he has to go for the move. Gabri wants to stay ahead though. He's burning overtake all the way down the straight. But I'm not sure he's got anything to do against Sully, who swoops now to the outside line and goes clean around the outside in the first corner. Sully reclaims the lead of this Grand Prix, and Gabri will have to settle in behind, at least for now. Kuko, he's just watching all of this happen from behind him in 3rd place. Just watching, studying, saving the tire. Doesn't want to get involved just yet, or can't get involved. We shall see later if he has the pace to actually get involved, or if he's yeah, we'll see what the reason that he's staying in 3rd is. If he's too slow, or if he wants to be in 3rd. Bazooka and Phantom battling down the main straight. Bazooka coming out ahead there. Bobbardino chasing after Marcelio now. 2 seconds. We'll probably have him sometime next lap, and then it's 15 seconds to the top 5. Sully, Gabri, Kuko, Yuga, and Sean with one hell of a race so far. Sean, though, with that 10-second penalty, he could be in a bit of trouble here. Without a safety car, he'll have a tough time actually beating any of those guys ahead of him. I think at best will be on for a P5, and even that could be a stretch with Bobbardino already on the 2-stop quite close. Gabri reclaim the lead now down the main straight. Sully has not got anything he can do against that. With the DRS advantage, Gabri quite simply drives past him down the straight. Bobbardino on the back of Marcelio now, coming up the last corner, and he clears him before the DRS is even enabled. Up into 6, Bobbardino goes, now 17 seconds in that top 5. But of course, Bobbardino's already made a stop, those 5 have not. Always pulling ahead of Pix for P8. Apart from that, everybody staying put. Guga has broken into the DRS of Kuko. We've got a 4-car train now for the lead of this Grand Prix. Sean is just about outside DRS range to Guga. We'll have to try and get into the DRS now through this last sector. But we have got 5 cars battling over the podium positions here. A lovely sight. Gabri followed by Sully, followed by Kuko, followed by Guga, followed by Sean, all very close together, and then a massive gap here to the rest of the cars in this race.
But some of that is down to strategy.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Bobbardino would for sure be up there if he hadn't made a pit stop yet. Apart from that, we had a couple of guys as well down there who had the pace, but had some incidents. Always Phantom. Mainly I was thinking of Papdog as well.
Borbulino another fastest lap.
Yeah, of course. Making use of that fresh tire. Has to try and put in the fastest laps possible, really. Essentially doing 33 qualifying laps to make the strategy work. Being aggressive on the tire, aggressive on the overtakes. He can't afford to be stuck behind anyone. He's gotten that part done. Now it's all about getting those lap times out and eating into those gaps that the cars ahead have. He will come out ahead, of course. He will be in the lead once those guys make their one and only stop in this race. But then they're going to start getting closer and closer again. Boborino will have to make one more stop.
And it's a case of if he can catch up again.
Sean is back laps, out of the race now. Yeah, I mean, he's not as close as he would have to be, I think, to make this work. Gabri's in now.
Pits. Kuka pits.
Yeah, that's. I think that's a one stop. 20 laps on hards is definitely possible. Not just definitely possible, it's the way to go from here. So I think Gabri and Kuka with their one and only stops here, going for the undercuts, making sure they come out ahead. And of course, Boborino is going to come out ahead of them, but not by that much, honestly. With Boborino having another stop now, at some point.
Would not be what he wanted. The yellow flag, it's a potential safety car.
Full course safety car! Full course safety car as Pix is crashing the pit entry!
Oh wow.
And Gabri and Kuko might actually be the unluckiest drivers in the world. The lap after they literally not even the lap, the second they come off the pit lane. And a drive through penalty for Overwise. He just came back into the race with the safety car, saving his race, and now he's thrown it completely down the drain with a speeding penalty. A drive-through penalty left to serve after the safety car, and will throw him way away from the rest of the field. Sean, in the meantime, this is absolutely amazing news for him. He can serve his 10-second time penalty. And he won't lose much, if anything, really. Would have come out behind Gabri and Kuku anyway, so that doesn't change. Apart from that, yeah, he will stay where he is with that 10-second penalty. Sully in, Guga in. Oh, Guga! Completely outbrakes himself.
Guga.
Sully actually gets saved by the ghosting system, but Guga with a speeding penalty. 10 seconds. And he won't serve it now.
Under safety car conditions. Why is Sully not leaving? Oh, it was just a glitch.
And yeah, Sean serving his 10 seconds, which will feel like an eternity. Boborino in, I assume for hard to go to the end as well. And Gabri rejoins the Grand Prix in 3rd position behind Sully and Guga, with Guga having a 10-second penalty.
I was going to say if I'm Guga I pit, but he probably doesn't have another set of hards.
Yep, that's the problem. The only thing I guess he could do is pit for something else and then pit again for the hard he's currently on. Unless he went for harder tire allocation, which
more than 10 seconds with the time he'd lose.
Yeah, I mean, if Guga planned ahead, I think he would go for the harder tire allocation on the tire choice, because the hard is definitely the tire to be on for this track, and the medium wears out quite fast. So you want to have a second hard rather than a second medium. But I don't know if he's done that. We'll see. I mean, even if he does pit, he'll come out probably, probably between Phantom and Papdog. So if that's worth serving the 10 seconds, I'm not even sure. It's a lot of time loss. A lot of position loss, and always, of course, well, his race is completely ruined now. He will be essentially a full pit stop behind everyone, with the drive-through penalty being served after the safety car. Action brake retires in the race in the pit lane. Under safety car conditions, that's a surprise. Maybe he had to leave, who knows. But Sully with a safety car that certainly played into his cards. Gabri and Kuku, I mean, honestly, they've not lost that much. They were, well, Gabri was swapping with Sully for 1st and 2nd, Kuku was 3rd the entire time. So they've essentially both lost 1 place here. So it's not the end of the world for them. but it certainly has hurt them a little bit. They could have probably gotten out of DRS to Sully and Guga with the undercut, and Sean would have been out of the fight completely with his penalty. Now Guga is ahead, on track at least. He has gotten a 10-second penalty, but that's completely separate, and Sean is back in the fight. So it's a little loss for Gabri and Guga, but like I said, they are still very much in this race. They are fine. Apart from that, we have got 2 drivers on a separate strategy to everybody else. Pubdog has gone for a medium, and Bazooka has gone for a soft. But every single driver was in the pits under the safety car or literally lapped for it. So yeah, Bazooka, he's already used his hard. And the same goes for Pubdog. That's why they pitted for the medium and soft respectively. They are gonna have to make another stop in this race, so the safety car actually hurting them very badly. Desi will not catch in time, I think, for the safety car to come in this lap, so we'll have one more lap by the safety car, which could be good news for Pubdog. He might... I mean, it's a long stint, but I think he's better off trying to make that medium last and stopping again, but we'll see what he does.
Will this be a late call?
Oh, Desi is getting close, but I think it's too late, surely. Oh my god, it's in! He's taken the piss! And now all of a sudden, everyone has to get ready for the restart in literally 5 seconds. Sully restarts the race. I was not ready at all for that, I can't lie. Guga has had a bad restart. Gabri is practically sniffing his gearbox on the main straight. And I think Gabri's gonna try and make the move immediately back into P2. To the outside, turn towards turn 1. Gabri late on the brakes. Loses the car though, with the tyres still being cold. Not a proper warmer, of course, with the safety car being called in so late. And that's cost Gabri the chance to go the move into P2 done. Bobardino though, very close to the back of Sean, has a look up the inside into turn 4, decides better off it and pulls back and slips in, but Sean goes deep! And Bobardino pulls Sean the inside. Sean getting sold to dummy, making a mistake on the cold tires. Either way, it's Bobardino's position. We have still got yellow flags in sector 3 for some reason. Only on the top left and on the track map. I have no idea what's going on there. Pubdog already up a couple of places into 8th. Of course, on the mediums, making very good use of them now on the back of his teammate Always. And I suspect that's going to be another overtake for Pubdog. He's on the inside line and able to brake later. Always goes, tries to brake later than Pubdog and pays the price for it. Goes well deep, loses out to Pubdog and bats attack by Phantom Fox as well. But Always will have to serve his drive-through penalty sometime next 3 laps, probably rather sooner than later in case another safety car. That could save his race, so yeah, you definitely want to serve that penalty as soon as possible.
Geez, look at this down in P9 there, 3 wide.
Marcelio, Mihai, oh my goodness me. Bazooka, and in we've got Lanky and Desi also, the 5-way battle down towards turn 1 here. Beautiful stuff, as we've got Mihai now ahead of Marcelio, then Bazooka on the soft looking to fight its way through this pack. Lanky and Desi settling in behind. Bazooka looks up the inside into turn 4 on his teammate, and with the soft tire he is able to clear him on the inside line. Marcelio, yep, settles in behind his teammate for P11. And we've still got yellow flags on top of the... let me see if I can... because that is weird. It's still there. No idea. Is it there for you as well?
Which show?
Yellow flags in the top left.
Yeah.
Okay. At least it's not just me then. I've got no clue why it's there. There shouldn't be a yellow flag. Unless they've still not cleared a Pix car, in which case maybe they should bring the safety car back out. But Sully has already almost broken DRS to Guga. The closest to anyone is to overtaking someone is Bobardino to Guga here in the duel for 4th place. Would have been interesting to see how the strategy would have played out for Bobardino, but either way he's in the hunt for the podium places now. As Bazooka makes the move on Mihai up to 9th. Great use of those soft compound tires as well. But yeah, he is definitely going to make another pit stop, though it's soft is certainly not lasting. Pubdog at least has a chance, I would say, to make it to the end of the Grand Prix here. He's now on the back of Sean, and he's going to go up the inside, outbrake the Scotsman, quite easily as well. Pubdog making loads of moves on the safety car restart here. Already up to 6. Next car on his side is the Mercedes of Bob Ordigno. I'm quickly gonna have to get a charging cable from my controller. It's almost empty. Okay, crisis avoided. In the meantime, the top 5 all still staying largely on track as Paddock has actually lost DRS to Bob Ordigno, and that means he's under pressure from Sean Rio overtaking him, who has a big swerve to look up the inside, but way too far back. And Guga is side by side with Sully all of a sudden, not sure how that's happened, but they are wheel banging down through turn 3 and now into turn 4. Guga takes lead of the Grand Prix. No idea.
Gabby wants in here.
What's happened? How has Sully lost the lead like that?
I completely missed that.
I only saw when Guga all of a sudden popped up in P1 halfway through turn 3. Sully must have had a moment of oversteer or something, because Guga was not close down the main straight at all. And all of a sudden, Guga, with a 10-second penalty, does lead the race on track. Kuko now up the inside on Gabi. It's all kicking off. Gabi has to try and hold it around the outside there for P3 in this Grand Prix. But Kuko has got the move done. Brilliant overtake by Kuko. Gabi maybe caught napping a little bit. And now he's got Bob Ordigno already all over him. Sully, is he close enough to reclaim the lead of Guga? He's lost the lap before. He's getting closer and closer on the main straight, but I don't think he's quite got the run. Looks up the inside, but no. No overtake for the lead this time around. Sully have to wait for next lap. And he's now got Kuko right behind him. Both Kuko and Gabriel, of course, will be wanting that race win desperately. They need that race win if they want to have any shot of a championship charge this season. Another win for Sully might be the final nail in the coffin here. And it's so unbelievably close here. The entire top 6 in one DRS train. Sean and Phantom not far behind, as Sean actually is currently breaking into that DRS train. We've got a 7-car train at the front of the field. And that 10-second time penalty Guga's got, he'll be kicking himself. That's currently going to drop him out of the points, I believe. Yeah, it will drop him all the way behind Mihai. As it stands, of course, still some laps to go to make up more of a gap. But what could have been for Guga? And now Sully, will he have to run on Guga this time around? Bazooka's into the pits to get off those soft tires. Bob Ordigno has a look at Gabri, but it's not quite close enough. As Lanky and Marcelio are battling down the main straight. Wheel to wheel, and Lanky Brown outbreaks the V-Cup and claims 9th place in this race, but goes a little bit deep. Marcelio at the back of him. Bazooka onto a fresh hit of hearts. If he had that, why didn't he use it? Either way, he's now out in 14th and quite far away from the field. So the only driver now not in the heart is Paddock. Bazooka on fresh hearts, everybody else on hearts from the safety car period. Sony is closing in on Guga, but I'm not even sure if he wants to overtake, unless he absolutely has to. He's got enough of a gap to Kuko to be able to stay behind, and I think that will be what he's going to do here, because why would he put the risk of not having DRS? Although maybe he does want to overtake. He's burning some overtake on the main straight now. And pulling closer and closer towards turn 1. Guga covers the middle of the track, Sony looks to the outside. But he doesn't actually go for the move. Sony still settling in behind. So yeah, I think he is happy to hold on to P2 here. Wait for the last couple of laps maybe to actually claim it on track, if he even wants to do that. Of course, if you never know as a driver whether those penalties that you are racing are removable. In this case, I'm fairly certain that it isn't. I mean, Guga just fully spent into the pits. There's no debating that. But Sully can't really know that, can he? Heading up the hill down towards turn 10. Sully is under attack by Kluko. Kluko already made a move on Gambling here a couple laps ago. And Sully has to watch out. The two Alpines have got him in a sandwich. Might try and work together, especially with Guga having a penalty. He has all the motivation to try and help his teammate. His race is already lost. But being in the lead on track, he can certainly help Kluko to try and win this Grand Prix. At the moment though, Sully is very close to the back of him. And this time around it might be time for the overtake. Guga covers the inside, Sully goes outside, and Guga once more holds on. He's got great straight line speed. Sully getting so close through that last corner, but it's still not even close to enough at this point. And the top four very close together. Gabri looking to catch Kluko off guard. But so far, Kluko not been caught napping by Gabri. Bobbardino, Pubdog, Sean lurking in behind, looking, waiting for the opportunity for any sort of chaos in that top 4 group. It's so difficult to make overtakes actually happen with the dirty air in this game. Sully has definitely got the best chance to actually overtake anyone when he has the least motivation to do so. Everybody else sort of stuck in that train. That dirty air making it quite difficult to get any closer than 4 or 5 tenths. And then you don't really get much of a run down the straight, because the car ahead of you of course also has DRS and slipstream. So the advantage sort of dissipates, and it's quite difficult, like I said, to get past anyone really. Need to wait for mistakes, need to wait for some carnage really. Otherwise you are sort of stuck in those trains. And we are seeing that quite badly around Pubdog though. He is on attack from Sean. Pubdog low in the ES. No contact, Sean! Ooh, almost locking. Oh, well, he did lock wheels with Pubdog, but almost goes round as he was locking wheels with him. But they've both lost contact in the top 5 as Desi is in the pits. With only a handful, oh well, a bit more than a handful, but only a few laps left to go. Surprised made a pit stop there. Maybe he has used those hearts a little too much and he's just burned them up. Either way, he's on the mediums now and he's rejoined the race in 14th. With a lot of distance to the points for him. With not many laps to go. The leading pack. Sully quite far back from Kuka this lap around. Don't think we'll be seeing an overtake here, but Kuka also quite far away from him. All seems sort of stable here. Sean Will might try a move on Pubdog. Those mediums certainly dropping off more and more. Sean understeer, sorry, off the track, but not quite into the gravel for the last corners, thankfully for him. And this time around, with Pubdog not having any DRS, it's an easy overtake for Sean, as he claims 6th position in this race. 2 seconds now to the train. Marcelio and Lanky battling once more on the main straight into turn 1. Marcelio on the inside line. Lanky looking to stay ahead. And Mihai getting involved now around the outside through turn 3. Can Mihai keep it in there? Lanky is round! Lanky understeering all the way to the left hand side of the track where Mihai already was. Making contact and he goes round. That's Lanky's hopes of points down the drain. He is now in the sights of Owais as they are going to be dueling for P11 here with Bazooka and Nessie chasing them on the fresh tires as well. And Mihai saw the opportunity, took it, and I would say that was Lanky Brown's own doing, getting himself spun around at turn 3, but it's always tough to judge on the initial viewing. You really have to watch it back as a ideally onboard footage as well. That was just my initial impression. Once more, the top 5. And I mean, they're not even being boring. They just can't overtake. I'm sure they would love to, especially the guys in the back of the train. They really have no reason to stick where they are. They just physically can't do anything. Even if they have the pace, it's just not really possible to get close enough. Yeah, gets Basenio, and always gets Lanky. Bobardino is alongside Gabri. Gabri made a mistake, maybe because he's out of the S-Range to Kuko, and all of a sudden, Bobardino sniffing a chance at a P4 here, as Gabri is so far unable. He has gotten back into the S-Range just about, crucially I think for him, because he's gonna have to close up to Kuko, who's just lost a load of time as well. And all of a sudden, we are back to square one. All 5 of them. Ridiculous. Why is Kuko so slow? Because Gabri is so close to him now. Through the last sector, Gabri was up to like a 10th there. What was Kuko up to? And now the gap is open up again. Bobardino, what's happened to him? What has happened to Bobardino? He was just stationary in the last sector, and he rejoins the race in 8th place. What on earth has just happened? He was dueling for a top 5 spot. I'm so confused. It wasn't even like he spun. He just did he have the glitch where your car just stops like it's hit a brick wall? Let me see if I can catch it. If I replay the stream, if you see what happens. Nah, I go on his POV like just after. But yeah, I think that's the glitch. Where your car just, yeah, goes completely stationary. And that is such a massive shame for Bobardino. What was a great race for him, undone by what I believe is a game glitch. I have to check his footage to confirm for sure. But that's what it looks like. Yeah, there's a glitch in the game basically, which happens sometimes. I've seen it actually in the last 3 years, I think. In this last corner of Spain a few times, where, yeah, like I said, like your car just hits a brick wall and stops in place, just from 260 to 0 instantly, and yeah, obviously you lose loads of time from that. It happens on other tracks, other places as well. It's just I've seen it more often than other places. Yeah, just before the last corner of Spain. So yeah, that's what I think happened there. But I'll have to double check with Bobardino after the race. Either way, man, that's just completely heartbreaking, really. It was a chance for a podium there. He was driving a great race. Earned his return to Division 2. And looks like he's been screwed over by the game. Still on for a P8 finish here for a couple of points. But that's not what he deserved. He deserved more than that. And Kuko has a look up the inside and slowly into the last sector. And that's not going to work out for him, though. Gabri and Sean have dropped out of the DRS range to the top 3. Gabri, great qualifying pace, but so far, only a couple laps to go here. He's not been able to convert. It is Sully against the 2 Alpines up front. If you have a look at the gap to leader, you can see at the moment Kuka would drop behind Bobardino ahead of Mihai, so all the way to 8th. With that 10-second time penalty. Sorry. So
Apologies
still
for my absence.
Ah, welcome back. We've come back just in time.
Yes.
Situation, I think, still the same as when you left. It's Kuga leading with the penalty from Sully and Kuko. Actually, do you see Kuko or take Gabri still? What?
Yeah.
Okay. Bobardino actually, I didn't see what happened to him, but you know the glitch where your car just like stops all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Instantly to 0? Yeah. I think that's what happened. Because I went on his
Kuko!
camera. Oh my god. He tried this last lap already. And I think now he's gonna pull it off.
Move!
I'm so annoyed I didn't catch that. Because I think I know exactly what he did. He just sent up the inside into the turn 10, didn't he? Because he tried that last lap and I went like, what's he doing? It's never gonna work, and then it worked. Crazy.
Yeah, that's an insane move from Kuko, and surely Kuga lets him by his teammate.
And all of a sudden it looks like Kuko is on his way to winning the Spanish Grand Prix, but Sully is not gonna let him go that easily. He's coming closer and closer, has a look up the inside of turn 1.
It.
But he didn't have to run. Kuko, with only a handful of laps to go here in Spain, less than a handful in fact, has just claimed the effectivity of the race with Guga's time penalty. And now it's an Alpine 1-2, and like I said, Guga has all the motivation in the world to help his teammate. He can't win this race in the penalty. Kuko is in a great position to win it. Gabri and Sean have closed back in now. Once more we have a top 5 train. Another battle brewing is Papto against Bobrinho for 7th. Gabri is getting closer and closer to the back of Sully. Sully has to watch out he doesn't drop out of the podium places here. 2 more laps to go. So what's the play for Alpine here? Does Kuko use the DRS of Guga to defend from Kuko? Does Guga let Kuko go and act as a blockade?
Well, Guga has all his battery. And he's burning it now.
That's it. Looks like Guga's gonna play the he's gonna pull Kuko along here. And Sully is not gonna have to run.
Nope. And only one more attempt down into turn 1 for Sully.
Bobardino reclaims 7th place now off Papdog. Those mediums, he's done a great job to make him last all the way until now. But yeah, he's not even flat to turn 3, not even close. Already lost a full second in the first sector to Bobardino. And I think that tells you everything. Because the first sector is not that long. And you can see how careful he's being on the throttle. He is so scared of the car just stepping out from under him, which is very reasonable. He might be close to puncture territory at this point, even. Lanky Brown with a stop for the softs. And nice left session. Wow. Nice fast lap attempt, my friend. I'll invite him in as fast as I can. Maybe he can get that fast lap after all. But with the last lap approaching, 6/10 gap from Kuko to Guga. This is a crucial moment for the race now, of course. 1 more lap to go, and 5 cars in 1 train. The moment it looks like Kuko has got this race wrapped up. But Sully is gonna try everything he can. He's burning overtake. Now he's stopped burning overtake. He knows he isn't gonna get him into turn 1. He's gonna have to try and pressure him into a mistake. Somewhere in the middle sector, maybe. Or even down towards turn 10 at the end of the lap. Only a handful corners to go here. Guga leads the way from Kuko. Alpine 1-2. Sully, can he do anything about this? Dirty air and the DRS for Kuko is going to make it so difficult for him. But I'm sure he'll try everything he possibly can. Gabri and Sean also lurking in behind, waiting. Of course, Sully got overtaken by Kuko to turn 10 with a move he sadly missed on stream, which, yeah, especially now it seems to be a race-winning move. Very annoying in hindsight. Sully is going to try and copy that move from Kuko. And we have got Bobardino once more, losing out time there, and Sully has dropped significantly back from Kuko now. And that is the race decided. Kuko is gonna be your winner here in Spain, finally! He is back on the top step of the podium. It's been so long for him, and such a tough season so far. He'll be very, very happy and delighted with that race win. Sully comes home in 2nd place, Gabri in 3rd, Sully's championship lead growing more and more. Sean finishes in 4th, and Phantom in 5th, Guga in 6th. Papdog brings the car home in 7th on 20 lap all mediums. A tire-saving masterclass by the Sauberman. Bobardino could have been a great race for him, and through, I would say, no fault of his own. I suspect on the last lap it happened again to him. If that glitch happens to you once, it tends to happen more than once. Yeah, he's finished down in 8th. Mihai in 9th, always rounds to the top 10 after a drive-through penalty. He could be quite happy with that comeback. Marcelio in 11th, 2nd of the points, unfortunate for him. Then Bazooka in 12th, with Desi in 13th, and finally Lanky Brown trying to get a fast lap. No, he's given up. I guess he got control too late on the lap.
Rip.
He'll come home in 14th, but the fast lap is going to Papdog. And through the last corners, Lanky Brown finishes the race. With that, we are done. Oh my god. Oh, nice save. I'm sure it was intentional. Put on the show at the end again. And here we have Tuco on the top of the podium, dancing, celebrating, next to Sully and Gabri. An all-Italian top 3, which I think I've said a few times this season. That's absolutely unbelievable how strong these 3 are at the moment. And over so long as well, I mean, not just at the moment. These 3 have been mainstays in Division 2 at the front for so long. And yeah, it's great to see Cuco all the way at the top again with a race win here in Spain. But with Sully's P2, that points gap not really coming down. Well, of course, for Cuco it is coming down, but for nobody else. It's going to be a tough season, really, to try and get anything from Sully. Guga still finished in 6th with a 10-second penalty. He'll be, I think, not happy, but I think 6th is probably the best he can hope for. Phantom somehow snuck his way back into 5th. He was nowhere all race. We come to the line, 5th. I have no idea how he's done it. He always does this. Phantom.
Bro,
explain.
George Russell.
He might be. Yeah, does nothing, P5. He didn't even do nothing. He broke his wing. He broke his wing on the first lap and somehow just did nothing and finished 5th. This doesn't make sense. Investigate, please. Disqualify. Illegal car, clearly. Well, if you've got nothing more to say, I'm all done. That was great.
Yeah, good race.
Yeah, I was positively surprised with Spain. There was a phase in the race where it was a bit dirty air, yeah, shitfest, impossible to do anything. But overall, it was very enjoyable. And I'm looking forward to the Division 1 Spanish Grand Prix on Saturday. Of course, 7:30 PM UK. And 7 days from now, the Mystery Grand Prix in Division 2. Yes, it's returning after last season. Of course, last time around, the mystery round in Division 2 was Baku.
The lanky brand podium fed families.
Yeah, and this time around, we've got a longer calendar. We've got 18 races this season, so there's less tracks to pick from for the Mystery Grand Prix. But I can go through all of them now. We've got Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Miami, Austria, Monza, Baku, and Vegas are the tracks that are not on the calendar this season. So those could be the ones that that could be the Mystery Grand Prix, as well as the 3 reverse races. The Austrian, Silverstone, and Dutch Grand Prix could be run in reverse if the randomizer decides so. We will know that yeah, shortly before the start next week, so that should be quite fun. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Enjoy your evening, and see you all next week.